Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 20 Week 14 BearCave games, the final week before conference championships. Last chance to get yourself into a conference championship game or impress the college football playoff committee. It's going to be a big extended slate, 15 games on the schedule, all with playoff implications, huge rivalries, or just an amazing game. Should be a good one. We have a great game day, and what a sim week. So many upsets. You had Arkansas go down to Kentucky despite Omaha throwing 7 touchdowns. You had Rutgers lose to Temple. Auburn lost the Iron Bowl. So a lot of crazy results. We'll see if that carries on into the BearCave slate. And as always, this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty. Ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can jump in anytime, claim an open team, set your playbooks, set your schemes, recruit in the Discord, and build your way to this point, to a national championship appearance or win. Get yourself a trophy, some rewards. As always, if you want to join, links are in any of our descriptions. You can also check out Patreon if you want more content or to be featured more on game day. Patreon.com/the SFA. So we're going to go through conference by conference, figure out who's winning these divisions, and get ourselves a championship slate. Remember, all auto bids regardless of record, so it should be a ton of fun here. So let's get on into things. We're going to start in the Sun Belt. We got UCF and Georgia State to start, and then JSOU and FSU. There's a lot of different scenarios. I think 3 different teams could win the division. So we'll see what happens. We'll kind of sort through it as we go. But we'll start with UCF and Georgia State. And this is a 5-point favorite for UCF. So remember, guys, best chance to earn Bobinas throughout the week. Get yourself a raffle reward ticket. So are you rocking with UCF? Are you rocking with Georgia State? Who is going to get it done here? Welcome in, guys. Florida man ready to get disappointed. What did you find? Oh, you found your Honey God jersey. What up, pizza? All right, let's get her started. So 5-point favorite, UCF. If the coach Vex is here, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. Should be a good one here tonight, or today. I'm giving out Slimulus checks here, Dogwater. You don't get one. I've got, my drink today is citrus pink lemonade. So here we go. Who's going to face Southern Miss? Or more frankly, who is going to get the pleasure of getting their ass blasted by Southern Miss in the Sun Belt Championship? Let's take a look. It's either going to be Florida Atlantic, UCF, or Georgia Southern, all tied at the top. We have 2 games that will decide the fate of the universe. I think if Georgia State wins this game, the next game will just be a winner takes all. So let's see what happens. Remember, guys, our game day, Army, Navy, playoff on the line. Should be a crazy game. So as always, we're going to go heads and kick here. We'll see what happens here tonight. 15 game slate. We are on the way. Conference championships, postseason SFA action, the best time of the season, and touchdown for Georgia State to start. So already, JSOU fan and FAU fans are loving this. As UCF on the ropes early, they are down 17 at the break. Can UCF make a comeback here? Not looking good on the road. It's 24-0, Georgia State! 31-0, what a statement here for the Panthers. Game on the line, universe on the line, and UCF basically pulls a Jamal Murray as they are now down by 38 in the 4th quarter. Thanks for coming out. The UCF Golden Knights going home. Georgia State outright to start the day. Unreal. Not one person picked Georgia State. What a start to the day. So maybe the upsets are flying around here tonight. As Kyle Love, 17 of 38, 127, 1 touchdown. Parker only had 61 yards. A fullback, Manny Jackson. On defense, 9 tackles for Herman. So UCF out of the races. Now you got 4 sacks, no interceptions, 1 deflection, and 1 fumble. That was recovered by Bernard Harris. But for Georgia State, what a game. Kenneth Denman, what a game for the redshirt senior. 3 touchdowns, 252. And they're able to run it down their throat with Mike Darby. Very old team here, a lot of seniors. And they get a big one on senior day as 11 tackles, 2 TFLs for Temple, the sack for Harris, the pick for Norton. Couple deflections, 2 fumbles as well. They recovered 1 of them. So what a start here for Georgia State. So I believe now the next game just becomes a winner takes all. Might need Rick to walk us through the scenarios here today as they happen, but that's what we're going with. So players of the game, got to get my screenshot. So this is a Georgia State outright victory, and we move on. All right, so I believe the winner of this next game will go on to face Southern Miss. It'll be Georgia Southern and FAU. So can Cole Castles get it done here on the road? They are a 5-point favorite as well. Surely they don't also blow it. And remember, whoever wins the conferences, regardless of record, is going to the playoffs. So we could have a lot of bid stealers. So the winner of this game could find themselves in the CFP. So jump on board with Georgia Southern. Get those Bobinas in. Let's get some betting rolling in. A top 10 defense here for Georgia Southern, even though they're 7-4. SFA quarterback Cole Castles, only SFA player in this game. Who is going to face Southern Miss? Will it be the age-old Georgia Southern Eagles? They'll kick here. So here we go. Division on the line. Touchdown Georgia Southern. Field goal for Florida Atlantic. So early lead here for JSOW. They get a safety. Not much else happening in the half. 9-3. Bit of a defensive struggle going on. Can Florida Atlantic find their way back? Only down a touchdown. They still can't get any points going. We're headed to the 4th quarter, down by 6. It's now a 2-score game, and they respond with a score. So 5 minutes left, only up by 2. The difference is, of course, a safety. As we'll see, can Florida Atlantic find a way? They got to get a stop on defense. They don't get it there. Can they get it here? We're going to jump in pretty soon, and they can't get it on 4th down. So here we go. 2nd and 2. Florida Atlantic down by 2 to win the division and go to the conference championship. Quick option, floats it out, pushes through, stretches, and short. So Florida Atlantic now, all the cards on their side of the table. They're 3 for 14 on 3rd down today. FAU hits there, man. first down. All right, 1st and 10. FAU yams it over the middle, hits his man, another first down. Elton Jones. Elton Jones having a big day, and Bill Hancock slapping his cock right on the table here. 27 yards away. They are in field goal range potentially. All they need is a field goal. Yams it over the middle, misses his man. Bill Hancock, 16 to 33, 224 and a score. 4 wide coming up. 27 yards away. Pretty far field goal from here, about 45 yards. 2nd and 10, the handoff, and he's going to go back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 for Georgia Southern. FAU does not seem concerned about the clock. They must feel good about being in field goal range here. Trips to the right-hand side. 12-10. They're just going to run at clock here. So they must feel confident they can hit a field goal from here. All right, the snap. Hancock over the middle, hits his man. It's going to make it a lot easier as we got an injury for E.J. Evans. To win the division, Florida Atlantic 37 yards away. The kick, it's up and it is good. Does Georgia Southern have a miracle? They need a return for a touchdown here. Oh my God, he broke through. They're in yam range. 8 seconds left. They have at least 2 plays here. I thought he was gone for a second. From the 39, Cole Castles, the SFA quarterback, former Maryland quarterback. The snap for Cole. He yams that out wide, and only 3 seconds comes off the clock. They could do that one more time if they really wanted to. Can Cole Castles save Christmas? 5 seconds in a dream. Sun Belt Championship on the line. The snap. Cole Castles, he'll yam it deep, right-hand side, 2-on-2, tipped and hits the dirt. 0-0. Florida Atlantic wins the division. What a game, a 1-point differential. 13-12, and Florida Atlantic will face Southern Miss for a playoff spot. What a game here from Florida Atlantic. And the Sun Belt is set. FAU puts belt to ass here against Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern kind of choked away this division, if we're being honest. So 13-12. Come on, get past this cut screen. It's not that massive of a game. Yeah, no TC bracketology last week. Mama TC was here, so I just didn't have time. But basically, the top 29 teams are set. Now it's just about exploring the bid stealers But Cole Castle's bad day, under 50%, no touchdowns. Billy White, 168. Two tackles for Harris, no sacks, no interceptions. For FAU, Bill Hancock, 17 of 34, 231 in a score. Watts had 53. Evans had 100 yards. And on defense, King with 11 tackles, 3 TFLs to David King, 2 sacks, no picks, 3 deflections, and no forced fumbles. So 13-12 is the final. Josh Allen hates on a different level there, bud. All right, so FAU is an outright victory for those of you guys scoring your BearCave at home. So 2 upsets here in the Sun Belt to start the day. So now we move to the Conference USA. So we have 3 games to go through. We may not end up going through them all. We're going to go through LA Tech and Tulsa. Winner of that game wins the division if SMU and ULM win. If North Texas wins, Arkansas State will win the division. So we may not go through all the games. But first one here. This is going to be 7-point favorite for Tulsa. Tulsa 7-point favorite against Coach Coco. So who you got? Get those Bobanos in. Coco, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive. Surely one of the best quarterbacks ever has a ring, right? Surely. All right, here we go. LA Tech versus Tulsa. So for this division, let me just read. If SMU beats North Texas and ULM beats Arkansas State, the winner of LA Tech and Tulsa wins the division. Otherwise, Arkansas State wins the division. So, winner will be sitting in the locker room sweating their nuts off. But they got to get it done first here tonight. And who the hell is Dan Marino, bruh? Never heard that name in my life. Probably a Miami quarterback. All right, here we go. Heads. Kick. Defend. Here we go. Quick start for LA Tech. Tulsa scores. Oh, man, the offense is zooming in this one. We didn't have too much of it in the Sun Belt. 20-10, 27. Tulsa jetting out to a massive lead here. LA Tech on the ropes here early, but they are scoring quickly and in bunches. Can they fight back? They get one. They got to get another here. They're driving down the field. This game is not over, folks. It is a 5-point game as we head to the fourth quarter. Tulsa on the ropes here. LA Tech with the ball. All right, we got to see, can they finish the job? 10-yard penalty. First down, they get a 30-yard pass. Another 10-yard penalty. 2nd and 19. Here we go. How'd they get a first down? A defensive penalty? So LA Tech on the ropes. They got to get a stop here. Handoff right side. And down he goes. LA Tech, man, 34-29. They're desperate for a stop. Under center handoff here, and another stack the pads. Leo Williams, beautiful tackle. So 34-29, 3rd and 6. Empty set, 5 guys, burgers and fries. He takes off the solo and he gets the frickin' stretch. No review. LA Tech is in shambles. The QB draw to win the division potentially. Unreal. Oh, and now we got another injury here. So backup coming in. LA Tech's got to force a fumble of some sort here. Looking for a miracle. Looking for an incompletion or anything. And off. Right side. And it runs over a man. It's so over. I mean, all they have to do is snap it in. It's over. But it's real over. They've got it. Okay, they're running a real play. So either a turnover or an incompletion here. Hand off right side. He gets it with ease. And that will end the game. So Tulsa with the no cover. But they get what they needed, a W. So now Tulsa will sit and wait to see if SMU and ULM can save Christmas. All right. Bo Horvat, the SFA wide receiver, will likely enter the transfer portal. Before touchdowns here for Mike Tremblay. All right, 34-29. Let's keep it going. You don't need a long cutscene for every single game, surely. Hugh Horvat cooking. So Mike Smith, 16-36, 367 and 3 scores. Daniels had 90 yards, but it wasn't enough. 215 for Darren Washington, and Hudson also had over 100, and they still couldn't find a way. 3 tons of TFLs, a sack for Davis, no interceptions, 4 deflections, and no fumbles. For Tremblay, 341 and 4 scores. Bellamy, 64 yards. Hugh Horvat, the SFA receiver, 169 and 3 scores. Huge day for him. Couple of TFLs across the board. 2 sacks. No picks. 3 deflections. The fumble for Javier Rahman, Yams legend. And we move on to the next game. So this was a Tulsa no cover. All right, so next up we have SMU and North Texas. Tulsa needs North Texas to lose here, otherwise Arkansas State wins the division. Don't ask me how. This is a 6-point favorite for North Texas. Are you rocking with North Texas or SMU? So Tulsa needs SMU to win. Arkansas State can win the division if North Texas wins. So can SMU keep the upset ball rolling here? Get us to an all-important winner-take-all game for the division. Who gets the right to get splattered by Coach Phi? That is the question we're all asking ourselves here. Will it be the Denton Fatties? Apogee Stadium. Here we go. All the Fatties coming out for this one today. As we get to see the generational duo, Ham and Yamberto Reyes. So here we go. Can SMU save Christmas? Quick strike for North Texas after the SMU score, and they go up by 10. 24-7 SMU on the ropes. It's over. It's over. Arkansas State is going to win the division. Barring a miracle comeback, SMU gets one. 38-13. It's looking like a splattering. 38-20. And that will do it, folks. So North Texas with the cover. Ham and Yamberto Reyes do get to bowl eligibility, so they were playing for something here. Hamberto with a return, kickoff return. Hell yeah, brother. Hamberto Reyes, baby. So Daniel Robinson at 172 scores, 2 interceptions. Stewart 85 yards. Four TFLs for Sullivan, a sack for Larry Holt. 2 forced fumbles. And for Yamberto Reyes, 212 and 2 touchdowns. He added 11 yards on the ground. Hamberto went 4 for 58, but he returned 1 for a score. 3 TFLs for Watkins, 3 total sacks, 2 interceptions. And Coach Trevor, he might find himself in a bowl game here at 6-6. We'll have to see how the board falls. Remember, if you're not in the playoff and you're in a bowl game, you have a chance at a reward player this year. New system to make postseason more enjoyable. So this is a North Texas cover. And so that should do it for Conference USA. But we'll jump in and watch Arkansas State splatter ULM anyways. So Arkansas State should win the division. They'll clinch it, especially if they win this game. But we'll still jump in. 10-point favorite for Arkansas State. Or is ULM going to shock the world when it doesn't matter? Death being pointed at the at Earth. Give me Andre Iguodala. Should have considered being better, Dogwater. There's no way it's not Iguodala. How do you say, is it Iguodula? There's no way. There's no way it's not Iguodala. Iguodala? No, you are so wrong. Oh, wait, you're just saying you're gonna egg my dollar. Igloo? Iguodala? There's no way. It's Iguodala. Alright, here we go. ULM doesn't see stream much. Of course, Arkansas State, we saw a lot in the Chet Doge era. They have a chance to get to the playoff here. A splattering today and then upsetting Coach Phi. Watch out, Coach Phi. This defense looks tough. 20-0, 27-0 at the break. We're just going to sim to the end of the game. Will they cover? It's looking like it. So no surprise here in the Conference USA. It is a splattering 41-7. So Arkansas State with the cover. Easiest points you'll ever make. Gene Sullivan, 195 and a score. Jason Wheeler, 34 yards. Odom, over 100. Gene, 11 tackles, 4 TFLs. Slime had 3 sacks. Dude was popping off. Interception for Rivera. 2 deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and yet they lost by like 34. Arkansas State, Nick Clark, 182, 3 touchdowns. Oliver, 319 rushing yards for Kevin Oliver. My God, 3 touchdowns. Absolutely splattering them. A lot of TFLs, 5 total sacks, no interceptions, 3 deflections, the forced fumble for Chris Wright. All right, so now we move. 2 conferences have been finalized. Still have quite a few more games to run through here today. It's an Arkansas State cover for those of you guys looking at home. And now we go to the MAC. And this shouldn't be an issue, but of course it is. Bob Toledo can't clinch anything to save his life. So let's go to the MAC, see what happens here. We got 2 games. Who gets to face Ohio Mania is the question. So I'm looking here. If Western Michigan wins and CMU loses, that's wrong. If Western Michigan wins and Central Michigan wins, Western Michigan wins the division. Otherwise, EMU wins the division. So we're going to go on board with this one first. Western Michigan could save Christmas here. They upset them last week, but Northern Illinois, Coach Yumilk. If you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. He's playing for bowl eligibility. You could sneak your way into a postseason game. Remember, 22 users only are going to be playing in the postseason. If you're at 6 wins, you very well could get in there. Western Michigan can win the division, so a lot to be playing for on both sides. So does Western Michigan have another miracle in them? Go on board with Northern Illinois. Coach Yumilk. Top 20 defense here for Western Michigan. Watch out, folks. And we've got snow, and those jerseys are so fresh. It's a shame that Fink ruined this program and completely sent them to hell, because I like their jerseys. So here we go, Waldo Stadium. So we'll go heads and kick here, since I do not see Umilk in chat. He'll kick it off. And we move. So here we go. Northern Illinois, quick score. Western Michigan already on the ropes. Can they find a score here? They got to win this game. Western Michigan hanging around. 21-7. They've got to have a better second half here. The defense completely fumbling the bag here. 28-7 is not looking good here late. 35-7. The splattering has commenced, and Northern Illinois will get to bowl eligibility. So congrats to Yo Milk. And then Eastern Michigan barely saves Christmas. Tim O'Connell, he only played 3 snaps, so potentially an injury here. Dennis Reed, 16 of 33, 210. Ryan Henderson, the fullback, getting 117. $11 tackles for McCray, 5 TFLs, 2 sacks, no picks, 4 deflections. TJ Causey, 161 and a score. Patton, oh my God, terrible running game. They could not run for literally anything. Gant with 12 tackles, 4 TFLs, no one interception. John Adams, 2 deflections and no fumbles. So 35-7 is the final. Eastern Michigan wins the division. But we'll get a little sneak peek of what kind of Eastern Michigan we are going to see against Ohio Mania. Are they a broken team after their loss to Western Michigan last week? So back to the MAC. Central Michigan, 14-point underdog. Bob Toledo, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive. They've clinched the division, but they still would probably want to win this game. They still might have a chance at an at-large with a loss to Ohio Mania. We'll have to see. Remember, folks, at one point we thought we'd have a 3-bid MAC. Doesn't look like that's going to be happening. So, gotta win this game. EMU. All right, here we go. And nothing to start. First quarter pretty tame here. Eastern Michigan kind of sleepwalking in this game. Down 7-3 here. Hold your horses, Eastern Michigan. They score right before half. Central Michigan playing them well here. Is something wrong with Eastern Michigan, folks? 24-14, the offense starting to kick it into gear here late. Can Central Michigan find a way? My gosh. Long touchdown here. Oh no, folks. Oh my God. 3 and out. They're going to have a chance here. Central Michigan! Central Michigan. Oh my God, Central Michigan. They hit the field goal. It's a tie game for the upset. Eastern Michigan. What is happening? They lose to Western Michigan last week. And now Central Michigan has them by the nuts.
Jackson did the reception. Called a gain of 6 yards. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Eastern Michigan out of nowhere, falling off the face of the earth. Trips to the right side. Hayden, he'll take off here. He gets around him. Ball on the ground. Central Michigan picks it up. Oh my goodness. The choking here from Eastern Michigan. Now, I do believe they've clinched the division, so I don't think it matters. But, oh no. He's going to make it an absolute must-win against Ohio Mania next week. There goes the Chippewas. Oh, he delivers a stiffy.
That's good for a gain of 16 yards. That makes it first and 10.
Turns out Eastern Michigan and Arkansas are the same team. They can punch against the best teams in the country, and then they lose against idiots. Oh, right up the gut! Here come the Chippewas.
That makes it first and goal.
Now they're running clock. Hopefully Central Michigan doesn't botch the time. Handoff. Oh no, not like this. Central Michigan, don't be stupid, please. I'm on my knees. No! They're so dumb! Oh my God! Central Michigan chokes! Oh, Eastern Michigan survives. What in the world did we just watch? Absolutely bailed out. Nasty work.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
So now Eastern Michigan gets the ball back. They'll sling out a screen. Right-hand side, down inside the 10. It's Clint Jackson.
16 yards. That makes it first and goal.
Well, now for sure a no cover here. It's impossible to cover. Handoff. Dumps that off. Billy Barcelona.
Gain of 4 on the play. That brings up second and goal.
Double tight. Four down. Hey, check right.
Second and goal. Over the middle, caught wide open, man. James LeGlaze with the score. SFA legend James LeGlaze. So Eastern Michigan now up 7. They were staring death in the face. All right, 31-24, Chips on the ropes.
Four down. Watch 1 and 2. He's coming up the edge. Watch him up the edge.
Yams it over the middle, hits his man. 31-24.
Number 31 makes the tackle at the 19-yard
Marvin
line.
Lucas, over 100 yards now. They got to stay in it here. Jamori Finkley on the tackle.
Tight right. Four down. Watch number 12. Here we go. Check black and 5. Watch motion.
Second and 4, quick option, floats it out, and down he goes.
Loss of 3 on the play.
Ryan Drew on the tackle. 2 plays away from saving Christmas for Eastern Michigan.
Roger. Check 59. Mike is 59.
The snap. Yams that one and missed his man. So game on the line for the Chips.
That brings up 4th and 7.
They're 2 of 2 on the day.
Check 59. Mike.
Empty set.
Mike to 59. Ready.
Snap for Central Michigan. Yams that one. Incomplete. And that will do it. Eastern Michigan with the no cover. Bailed out of their shoes.
The final score is the Eagles 31.
Nice valiant effort by the Chips, but man, oh man, they completely lost the game for themselves. Coach Bob Toledo better be writing a check to the Chips AD here for throwing that game. Chase Hayden with a decent day, though, 4 touchdowns.
Thank you for attending today's ball game. Please
So only 2 more divisions to settle, folks. Rather tame year in the divisional races, but we have a lot more matchups to go through. $31-24. Big play by Browning to save Christmas. You cannot frame this as resilience. This was bailed out of your mind, buddy. So this is almost sadder than losing to him. Billy Barcelona gets in the end zone. So 4 touchdowns, 288 for Hayden. Pennington had 36 yards. Cork had 43. Billy Barcelona and Zin Racer, TJ Dreamer. All the SFA receivers having good games. 11 tackles for Brown, 4 TFLs. 4 total sacks, no interceptions. 4 deflections. And for Central Michigan, Woods, 325, 3 touchdowns. Patterson, they really couldn't run the ball all that well. Lucas had over 100 yards. Bell had 9 tackles, 2 TFLs. They had 3 total sacks, no picks. 4 deflections. The fumble at the end, but could not capitalize, unfortunately. So we will move on. The MAC is now settled. So EMU at no cover. So now we go to the Pac-12. Going to settle this division. All right, so Washington State, if they pull off the upset, Oregon State will have a chance at the division. Otherwise, Washington wins it. Winner faces Stanford. So, some shaky dials on this one. This is a 17-point favorite for Washington. Surely they don't screw the pooch. Surely they don't screw the pooch, right? Surely. So KJ relying on a miracle here. They need a Wazoo win. Here in the Apple Cup. We'll see what happens. The 4th best offense in the country, but this is the 3rd best pass defense in the country for Washington State. I think it's just because teams are splattering them, so they just run the ball out. Giesa Field at Martin Stadium. Here we go. Heads and kick as always. Does Oregon State have life? Washington State, can they find a way? They're down 3. Down 10, not looking good for Washington State early. They've got to move the ball here, and no, it's not looking good. 17-24-0. The game is over. Down goes KJ. Unless? Nope, it's over. It is over. The fat lady is singing. And that is a Washington cover. So Apple Cup turns into applesauce is Bo Bullet, 279, 3 scores. Christian has 62 yards. Evans, 118. And Washington will have a chance to get back to the playoff. Of course, they won a national championship just a few years ago. Hefner, 11 for 30. Hefner was their leading rusher. Oh, this is just abysmal. 100 yards for Joseph. 15 tackles for Shaw. Tons of TFLs. No sacks. No interceptions. Deflection for Outlaw. And the fumble for Kendrick. 38-6 is the final. More splatter here. All right, so we will move and we will see Washington. Or not, yeah, we'll see Washington against Coach Wind next week for a playoff spot on the line. But first, we got Oregon and Oregon State. Critical game in terms of potentially making a bowl game. Oregon State 6-5, Oregon 7-4. This would be huge for KJ regardless. This is a 7-point favorite for Oregon and Coach Chumtoad. Chumtoad, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Let me know, let me know. Seven-point favorite. Oregon State has been a thorn in people's side all season long. So one more division to decide. It is the Big 12. We'll see what happens, and then we got a few massive games to sort through, and then Army-Navy for a playoff spot. Don't go anywhere, folks. Still a massive day here today. So jump on board with Coach Chumtoad. Got my citrus pink lemonade soda today. I had a nasty grape soda at dinner. Very gross. All right, in front of the hometown fans, can KJ cement himself with a chance at a bowl game? Go heads in kick for Oregon. Oregon start out really hot, have completely tapered off at the end of the season. Oh, it was like some weird brand. They tried to do cane sugar. It just didn't taste very good. Very bitter. 14-0 start for Oregon. Oregon State decided not to show up tonight. Kavion Combs missing in action. No score. They getting blank. No, they finally score here. They're only down 7. So chance to save Christmas here for Oregon State. Long drive, and they can't get it. A fumble in the red zone. Nasty work there for Kavion Combs. And now here come the Duckies. 4th and inches, and they get the field goal. So it's a 2-score game, so now I cannot jump in. We got to hope that Kavion Combs can find the end zone here. Make this a little bit interesting, and they do. So here is the onside kick for Cody Bivette, the SFA kicker. It's recovered. They're going to have to force the fumble, and they don't. Paul Lumber, the SFA player. But currently a no cover. Can Oregon State get the ball back? They do have all 3 timeouts. Schroeder. 4 wide. Hand up the middle, and down he goes. First time out for KJ. Can KJ get his chance? Minute 2 on the clock. 4 receivers to the left-hand side. A handoff. Oh, it's Schroeder with the keeper, and he's gonna win the game. KJ can't believe it. Faked out of his shoes. Now, barring a miracle, Oregon is going to win the football game. Handoff up the middle again. Broken tackle. Gotta force a fumble, and they don't. Thank you, Coach Cam. Nice win for the Beanie Babies today. A little splatter of the Fat Boy. Turn him into artichoke dip. 2nd and 1. Does Oregon State have a miracle in them? Gotta force a fumble. And that should do it. People wanting a cover desperately want Oregon to get to the end zone here. Do they have one more chance? Are they going to run a real play? No, they are not. So the Oregon no cover. Another no cover strikes today. Tough scenes for a lot of the BearCave lovers. And Coach Chumtoad finishes 8-4 in his first year at Oregon. Should get him to a bowl game. The chance at a reward player.
17. And the Beavers. 14.
All right, one more game with a division on the line.
Thank you for attending today's ball game. Please drive home safely.
If they gotta win their bowl game, Fi. TCD, topless cuddle dick. Topless cuddles dome. Yeah, correct. The how good the reward player is depends on which bowl game. And but Adam Schroeder 201, no score. Gilmore 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yam Toomer will be entering the portal, 30 yards. Three TFLs, 1 sack. The interception for Marcus Payne. No, playoff people don't get the reward player. They get big benefits in budget, and they get a chance to win a national championship. Kavion Combs, 157 and a score. Cash Nichols, 100 yards. Four TFLs, 4 sacks, interceptions, 3 deflections. So KJ finishes 6-6. We'll see if that will be enough to get to a bowl game. There's quite a few of us at 6-6 though. So Oregon, no cover. Reward slight taking. Yes, if you can be in the sweet spot between bowl eligible and not being ranked, you get a chance to win a game and get a player. It's not the advantage you guys think it is. Making the playoff, even if you get splattered, is way better than some random player. All right. Division on the line. Kansas State somehow alive here. Only the OGs remember Season 9 Kansas State went on a miracle run, took Georgia to overtime in the playoff, and lost. One of my favorite teams of all time, Season 9 Kansas State. But, Florida man, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, what jerseys you want. This is a Baylor 4.5 point favorite. And if Baylor wins this game, then frickin' Iowa State somehow snakes the division, and I know Pizza does not want to face fucking Iowa State at 6-6. No way, no how. Heads kick purple. Okay. Purple with an eye. All right, 6-5 Kansas State having a great year here. Skippy Bella, can he save Christmas once again down here in Waco? Death, taxes, and the Baylor Bears. You got to go through one of, if not the best program of all time to make the conference championship, to take on Pickleman and the Pizza Raiders. So here we go. Heads and kick here for Florida Man. Death beam pointed at Earth. Who you got? And nobody scores early on here, kind of feeling each other out. Zeros on the board here in Waco. 7-0 here for the Baylor Bears. Kansas State responds. We got a game on our hands. Oh, Baylor with a quick strike. It's a 10-point game. Kansas State already on the ropes. They're down 13. They've got to start scoring. They forgot how. 24-7. They get one back. They're down 10. They did miss the... Oh, hold on. We got a chance here. We can't jump in unless they find a way to score. Zakara Sparks, the former Baylor Bear. There's tons of Baylor Bears on this team, and Skippy Bella dies. That should be game. So it looks like Iowa State is going to snake this division once again, somehow, some way. Nasty work. Baylor survives. So Baylor with the cover. So that means Iowa State wins the division. They had a chance early on. Skippy Bella, 117 and a score. Zakara Sparks, 87 yards and a touchdown. He led in receptions as well. Xavier Oki with 10 tackles, 6 total TFLs, the sack for Cummins, no picks, 4 deflections, and the forced fumble. Really good year here for Kansas State, just unable to finish the job. 348 and 2 scores. White had 173. Luke Alexander over 100 yards. 3 TFLs for Dortch. The sack for Jonnu Eve, SFA player. 2 deflections and no fumbles. So 30-13 is your final. It is a Baylor cover. And now we've got the best games remaining. So all the conference championships are set, but we still have some business to attend to. That's a cover for Baylor. But first, potentially the most important game of the year. A game in which a beak is on the line. The Battle of the Beak. Coach Jarkus, Coach Papa Smoke. Papa Smoke, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. One of the best rivalries in the SFA. The Beak is on the line. Last year it came down to a fumble on a punt. Iowa, 5-point favorite. Maryland back right behind them. Neither team making the playoff this year. Neither team looking too good. But they can win the beak, and it won't matter at all. Tails in kick for Coach Papa Smoke. Even a 4-time Big Ten championship isn't as precious as one beak. So now, Iowa, if they win this game, they could find their way into the at-large conversation. I'm not saying there's a chance, but an 8-4 Big Ten team or 8-4 ACC team may have a chance at the at-large. I haven't looked at it closely enough, but Jarkus definitely wants to win this game in style. Here we go, the beak on the line. 5-point favorite here at Kinnick. Tails in kick for Papa Smoke. To the sim we go. 7-4 versus 6-5. Critical placing in bowl season as well. Quick strike for Iowa. The beak looks to be headed back to Iowa, but Maryland responds. Maryland, they get within 4. Iowa score. Oh my God, we're going back and forth. We're going bar for bar. We're going beak for beak. Maryland, please. Uh-oh. It's not looking good here for the Maryland Terrapins. A fumble. Can they score off this? No. Oh, it's so over. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it's over. The beak is going to Iowa. Domination today here for Iowa, as 49-24, Iowa wins in style. Will that be enough to get them to the playoff? Dash Dixie having a good day. Dixie returning to form here, it seems, as Pharaoh Flom, 318 and 3 touchdowns here for the freshman. Bright future for him. CeeLo Gold, 71. And Oshie, 11 tackles, his final game. Adam Robinson, the sack for Corey Rogers. 2 picks here. 3 deflections. The forced fumble for Preston. And for Iowa, 548, 3 touchdowns, 2 scores for Eller. Dash Dixie, 4 TDs on the ground. Vandermeulen had over 200. And on defense, Ziggy Tozama and Thompson with 2 TFLs, 2 total sacks, no picks, 3 deflections, and no forced fumbles. But the Iowa Hawkeyes bring home the beak. Tribe has been playing on a 1-game contract for the last 8 weeks. He's had to win every single game, and we'll see if he can do it again, but that's a little bit later. Iowa with the cover here today. All right, next up, we are headed to another big-time rivalry game. Stanford is in the conference championship. They control their own destiny, but Coach Ewey desperately needs this win to clinch her spot in the playoff, unable to get the independent auto bid. So Coach Ewey, let me know if you're here. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Coach Coach Wind, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive. If either you guys want special jerseys, critical game here for Notre Dame. So who wins this game? Notre Dame is a 3-point favorite. Rico Giraldo is back, folks. Kick normal jerseys, okay. Can the assistant coach of the Latina Peaches get her done? Well, we got Stanford here. Stanford the favorite to win the Pac-12. Terrible showing last week in a game day setting. lot on the line here. Can Huey save Christmas? Remember, they were in the national championship last season. So, Wind, you said kick and receive, bud. You got to pick one. Kick, receive, normal jerseys. Which one, bud? We're going to be sitting here for ages because Coach Wind has terrible Wi-Fi. Deceive? All right, he wants to receive. So here we go, 9-2 versus 8-3. Who is going to save Christmas? Stanford could have a big-time win. This could get them a bye. And, oh, we have ourselves a safety, 9-7. 16-7, Notre Dame on the ropes. Not looking good for Notre Dame. Down by 5 at the break. Notre Dame's got to figure this out. They take the lead. Their first lead of the day. Can Stanford hang in there? Up by 3. Oh, Notre Dame takes a critical lead. Stanford now on the ropes. Not like this, Stanford. They get one back. Remember, folks, we got to wait until 2 minutes to jump on in. Here comes Stanford. Are they going to be able to save Christmas here? 2 minutes. Down by 3, inside the 40. Corey Light, DeQuinton Sims, the snap, steps up, yams it, left side, intercepted! It's Dorian Lennox-Lee! The Denton Fatty gets it done! The Denton Fatty! So now Stanford on the ropes. Notre Dame could clinch themselves an at-large bid here. Pat Green. We don't do pushes. If it equals the spread, it's a cover. We don't do pushes. So this would be a Notre Dame cover right now. The handoff for Notre Dame. They could run this out. Pat Green, Heisman finalist from last year. Got relegated behind Micah Manners. Looks like Micah Manners might be missing time here. 3rd and inches. Vanderhosen at the line of scrimmage. Vanderhosen, they make the play! What a call here from Coach Wind. And he's going to get another crack at it. What a stop on 4th and 1. So now Stanford has another chance. Returned, caught at their own 40 up to the 47. DeQuinton Sims, Corey Light, Namari Dill. Who is gonna be the hero? Will it be another Notre Dame defender? We got another Dorian Lennox-Lee pick. Corey Light dumps that one off, open man. Aaron Perkins for 9. Could also be, oh, they spike it here, 3rd and 1. Interesting idea from Corey Light. Remember, all they need is a field goal to tie this game, folks. Minute 24 on the clock. Power-eye DeQuinton Sims. They'll hand it off. And can't get there. What a tackle. DeQuinton Sims, former #1 recruit. Tackled by the freshman. So now the big nasties on both sides. Game on the line. A throw from Corey Light, dumps it off, they'll convert! What a call from Coach Wayne, calling the play action fake. Everybody thought it was going to Sims. So now they got some split backs. 50 seconds in the dream. Corey Light has the time, yams it right side to the fullback. Oh, he ran over a man! 40 seconds left. Clock is ticking here for the Cardinal. Down by 3, 30 yards away. 47-yard field goal from here. No timeouts.
Third and 3.
No timeouts. Are they going to go for the win?
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Third and 3. The snap for Corey Light. Over the middle. Hits his man wide open. Perkins breaks a tackle. Down inside the 15. They are now in prime position to win this game. First and 10. 20 seconds left for Corey Light. He steps up. He has time. He yams it out of the field of play. 18 seconds. My balls are bluer than the mountains. They're in field goal range, but they're going for the win. 18 seconds. Corey Light, legacy moment, floats it. Broken tackle. They've got to hurry to the line. Clock is ticking. Oh no, not like this. Stanford, please. And they clock it. Corey Light can't believe it.
Timeout called by the defense.
So to tie the game and send us to overtime. Risky business on that one. A chip shot here. Gonna be 28 yards. Oh man, we got a... What is happening? Tackle in the center. I love when they call all the timeouts, but they have antifreeze. So 28 yards to tie the game. The kick, it's up and it's good. We got some free football, baby. 29-29. So Notre Dame will start on defense here. Corey Light back on offense. So here we go, 29-all. Critical game for Notre Dame. Not so much for Stanford, except for seeding in the potential playoff game. The Quentin Sims, oh, what a cut. He gets 4. 40th carry here for DeQuinton Sims. There's no DeQuinton in him.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down.
2nd and 6 for the Silver Bullet.
Mike, number 53.
Play action. Corey Light yams it. Right side open in the goal. And Namari Dill tiptoes in his Jordans. The former Gem prospect, baby. They're a yard away from taking the lead. Handoff. Sims. Touchdown, Stanford. Notre Dame on the ropes as DeQuinton Sims breaks Toby Gerhardt's career rushing TDs record. And that's a true record, folks. All of those have been with Stanford. Most of the records we see are because of transferring, but not there. A true legend. All right, Notre Dame on the ropes. Touchdown ties it. Anything else and Stanford wins. Rico Giraldo yams it over the middle, hits him. Oh, a one-play response down to the inch. Vanderhosen saved the game. What a start to the OT. Rico Giraldo, remember, missed 3 weeks with an abdominal strain. 1st and goal. Looks to hand it to Pat Green here. Oh, it's a keeper for Rico. Oh, and he gets it. Rico case here against Stanford. Will they go for 2? Looks like they'll settle for the field goal and just play another round. Double OT. All right, here we go. We flip the field. Notre Dame back on offense. 4 wide. 36-36, yams it over the middle, hits his man, first down, Ivan Murray.
Number 34 on the
The
tackle.
Notre Dame legend. Critical in their playoff run last season.
Double tight. 4 down.
They need him here now or never if they want to get back to the national championship. First and 10. Quick throw. Oh, that could have been game. Rashi Plum drops the pick. The SFA corner had him. He read it a mile away. Full house now. Notre Dame lives to fight another down. Pat Green left side breaks the tackle. There it is. Touchdown Notre Dame. The Heisman Trophy finalist from season 19 strikes. So they go from a Rashi Plum pick six to giving up a Pat Green dome shot. And now Stanford is on the ropes. Touchdown ties it. Anything else and Notre Dame survives. Hands it off to Quentin Sims. What a tackle from Rambo Edges.
No gain.
The Lombardi Trophy winner from last year. Exquisite play.
4 down. Let's go.
Second and 10. Offset eye. Play action, open man, big time hit, and he hangs on. Namari Dill. The big Dill. Corey Light, legacy moment. 3rd and 1, what is the call? Everybody knows they're going to Quentin Sims. The toss to Sims, the short side, he gets the edge. Touchdown, Stanford. Triple OT we go. Two of the best running backs in the nation going bar for bar. Going rush for rush, yard for yard. And now you got to go for 2 if you score a touchdown. Triple OT. They'll hand it back to the Quentin Sims. Oh, he gets smoked by the Denton fatty Dorian Lennox Lee.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Second and 10.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
I form Sims again. This time he fights back. He stiffies the Denton fatty, but he only gets a yard. Not looking good for Stanford on this one.
Hey, we got tight left. 4 down. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Sanchez makes the tackle at the 15-yard line.
Sorry, my headset went out, but 4th and inches. Will they go for it? They're going to take the field goal. Oh, no, Stanford. The kick, it's up, and it's good at least. Oh, no. So 46-43. Touchdown wins it for Notre Dame. Rico Giraldo yams it deep. One play response. Oh, give him the touchdown, you fucker.
24 yards.
That would have been epic.
Makes it 1st and goal.
Ruining my highlight.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
1st and goal from the inch to walk it off. Giraldo with the pitch. Touchdown, Notre Dame. And Notre Dame covers. Unreal triple OT.
46.
Notre Dame with the cover, and that should be enough to get them an at-large spot in the CFP. And now Coach Wynn will have to beat Washington to make the playoff. Great game between Stanford and Notre Dame, triple OT. It's a game of inches. And what a pitch from Rico Giraldo there at the end to Jake Richardson. (49-46). We got a few more games left here in this BearCave slate, and then we have Army-Navy for a playoff spot. Doesn't get any better than this. Unbelievable games today. Some great moments. And that's number 4 in our history. Look at this overtime. Beautiful. Electric. Corey Light, 392 touchdowns, 2 picks. DeQuinton Sims, 174 and 3 scores. Namari Dill had 136. Harrison Gray, only 40 yards. Vanderhosen had 8 tackles. 3 TFLs for Nob Sackville. He had their only sack. No picks. 3 total deflections. No fumbles. And for Rico Giraldo, he goes 340, 3 touchdowns. Pat Green has 46 and 2 scores, so Micah Manners must have been hurt. Pickens had 124 and 2 scores. And on defense, Lamar Goudry, 14 tackles, 4 TFLs, no sacks on the day, 2 picks, 3 deflections, and no forced fumbles. So that will do it here from Stanford. Tough loss for the Stanford faithful, but they still have their chance to make the playoff next week against Washington. And the Pac-12 champ may have to go on the road in the first round. Will be an interesting seeding thing to watch, but Notre Dame with the cover, shockingly enough, here late. All right, so now we have another game that looks like it's going to be for a playoff spot. I mean, there's a chance, but I highly doubt that the loser of this game gets a look at 9-3. But the winner of this game probably will be in the playoff. 9-2 versus 9-2. Syracuse versus Buffalo. 9-point favorite for Coach Rosie. So let's see what happens. Coach Rosie versus Coach Lama. Zach wants Igualama. So we'll see what happens here. Can Rosie clinch herself a spot? And then we have a few more games left. Florida, Florida State. That's a massive game for Florida. But here we go, and it's a blizzard here. Battle of the Finger Lakes. Blizzard in Buffalo. What could go wrong for Syracuse? Buffalo looking to return to the playoff for the first time since they won, or since season 14, where they lost in the semifinals to Texas A&M on the last second play in the Rose Bowl. So we'll kick it for Stanford here. 9-2 versus 9-2. What could go wrong? Syracuse with a 3-point lead. They go up to 10. Great start here for the Orange. Coach Rosie hanging on to a 10-point lead up to 17. Buffalo's got to start scoring in a hurry. They do. And it's a 10-point lead at the break. Playoff potentially on the line. They're back within 3. Syracuse back to 10. Syracuse back to 13. 2-score game. Buffalo's got to find a way. Can they get one back? No! 4th and goal. They lose yardage. And that may just be the game. Remember, we can't jump in unless it's a 1-score game here. So does Buffalo have a miracle here at the end to give themselves a chance? No, it's an interception, and Syracuse is going to win and cover. So Buffalo's dream season is likely over. A cover for Stanford. or not Stanford, a cover from Syracuse. Mike Turner goes 391, 2 scores and a pick. Ryan Jackson 136 and a score. Doug Britt 117 and a score. On defense, Terrell 3 TFLs, 1 sack for Marcelo Plug, the SFA player. The interception for Apollo Blackwell, the SFA player. Chris Anderson, 9 of 27, 116 and a score. Looks like Llama needs a quarterback desperately. Use their, oh my God, 5 yards? Oh no, just a bad day all around here for the Buffalo Bulls. A lot of different guys over 10 tackles, 3 TFLs, 3 total sacks, the pick for Arlington. 4 reception, or 4 deflections, no fumbles, and that will do it. So 2 games left here in the regular season of Season 20. Over 14,000 games have been played in the SFA's history. All right, so Syracuse with the cover. 1 more game before game day. The stream's only been 1 hour 30 minutes, so it hasn't been that long. This is just a little bit longer than a normal BC stream. BC normally 1:15 to 1:30. So last game here of the day, Florida State and Florida. Jackie Moon, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And if either of you guys want special jerseys, let me know. But this is a pick'em game. The best team in the country on paper versus your defending national champs, your #1 team in the nation, Florida State. The Sunshine Showdown. It doesn't get any better than this. Tribe versus Jackie Moon. The loins are tingling. Florida, definitely CFP on the line for them. They might have a chance of getting in at 8-4, but a win here would do them wonders. Yep, these are the 2 best teams in the country on paper, but Florida has the edge because of the defensive rating. Tails and kick for Jackie Moon. Yeah, Florida could be like on the road in the first round, and they could definitely run the table, so. Let's see what happens. That's why it's so hard to repeat. We don't have any juggernaut teams, Dogwater. The talent very spread out. So here we go. We're in the swamp. It's sticky. It's humid. Everything on the line. Tails and kick for Florida State, your defending national champions. Looking to become the first back-to-back team. Can they do it here in Season 20? Only loss was to NC State in a BearCave style game just like this. Florida not doing anything early. Interception from Tremblay. It's LeJonte Liggins again. He had a pick last week, but Florida now, they're starting to roll. The Gators are chomping. They're down 3. Florida State takes the lead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, not like this. Can Florida fight back? Florida State, man, they are just a insane team to play. I don't think anybody's going to beat Florida State here. Florida may be dead here. Oh, a fumble. Hold on. This might be their chance. They got to score. Remember, we can't jump in unless we get within a score, and they can't do it. So 4th and 9 once again. Seeing if they can find a way. Can they jump? Can they get one? There's Fleer, and there it is. Touchdown. Here we go. They're going to go for the onside kick, and then they'll have to play defense most likely. It's recovered. Can they force a fumble? No. So 24-21. Florida needs, I mean, a close loss to Florida in 8-4. Is that going to be enough for the Florida Gators? We'll have to see the resumes. But the game is not over yet. Handoff. Vivek up the gut. That's not where he thrives. He thrives on the edge. Kale Penn with the stop. Does Florida have a miracle? They're defending national champs. 2nd and 7. It's Vivek again to the outside, so where he's at his best. He gets 4. 3rd and 3. Third and 3. 4 wide. The snap. They're going to trust Ben Brothers' arm, and it works! They just trusted perhaps the most game manager quarterback of all time. And it worked out for him. And that should be the ball game, barring a miracle. They'll hand it here to Vivek. Up the gut, another big play. And it looks like the Florida Gators may have just died. So they'll be a fringe playoff choice or potentially in the Citrus Bowl, more than likely. Iowa versus Florida in the Citrus. Who says no?
That's a gain of 5 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
That'd actually be heat. The Florida Gators and the Iowa Hawkeyes in the Citrus. All right, victory formation for Florida State. So Florida State outright. Big time win. And now we'll do it. 24-21 is your final. Florida State defends the land, and they are looking to be the #1 seed come the CFP unless they lose to North Carolina. Of course, the age-old ACC championship matchup. Tough loss for the Gators. They won 7 straight. But Florida State just too hot to handle. All right, so we'll finish looking here at the stats, and then I'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back for Army-Navy, which is for a playoff spot. So, look at the stats here, scoring summary. Jamar Cotton gets in the end zone. Wasn't enough for the Florida Gators. Ben Brothers, 281 in 2 scores. Vivek, 132 in a score. Buffett had over 100 yards. LeJonte Liggins, man, 14 tackles and an interception. What a beast. 3 TFLs here for Clayton. No sacks. And this is what you need if you want to go back-to-back. They had one of the best secondaries of all time last year, and then they replaced them with Amani Shelton Jr. from Florida State, and LeJonte Liggins has been one hell of a pickup as a true freshman, or not, redshirt freshman. Fumble for Josh Smith. Matt Tremblay, 479, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Rush Kinghorn did nothing today. 162 for Newsome. On defense, Ace Jackson, 9 tackles, 2 TFLs for LaCale Penn, no sacks, no picks. And now Florida's going to have to sit at home and wonder if they are going to have a chance to get into the playoff. Them and Auburn. Auburn as well on the ropes. So a lot of teams kind of underperforming this week. Not sure how that's going to play into the... And especially with bid stealers. We don't know how many bid stealers are going to ruin these at-large teams' dreams. So that'll be fun to analyze this upcoming week. But that should do it here. This is a Florida State outright victory for those of you guys doing BearCave. And one more game is on the menu. We'll be right back here. I'm going to take a quick break, less than 5 minutes, for Army-Navy. Playoff spot on the line. And that will do it for Season 20. So thank you guys for watching BearCave. We'll be right back with Army-Navy in a second.